Hey folks, welcome to day 36 of 100 Days of Practice. Today's topic is improvisation outside of a jazz setting. So I firmly believe that everyone should be an improviser. This is not just the purview of jazz musicians. In fact, I think you could argue that the vast majority of commonly enjoyed musical genres employ some level of improvisation, with modern classical music practice being one of the exceptions. So we seem to take it for granted these days that there's just not a lot of improvisation in classical music, but in the larger historical context, this is a bit strange, because after all, a lot of the most famous icons in classical music were themselves renowned improvisers. Just to name a few: Franz Liszt, Beethoven, Mozart, J.S. Bach. All of these folks were famous for their ability to improvise. And in fact, in the Baroque period, we know that improvisation was common practice. So why is this important? Why would we want to practice improvisation now? There are, of course, a number of reasons. One is that I think it's great for your musicianship. You start to realize you don't need to play something from a piece of paper or from memory to simply make music. And therefore, it stimulates your creativity in a way that plain written or memorized music is not likely to do. Furthermore, it can put you in a completely different state of mind that is much more relaxed than our typical classical performance settings. In fact, I think it's a great way to work on performance anxiety. Because let's face it, when you're making something up, you might have a little misstep or mistake here, and you learn to embrace that as just part of the process. And it's actually very calming. And another reason to practice improvisation as a classical musician is that, of course, you can use it in performance. So the opening clip you saw was an example of an improvised cadenza in a performance of a traditional concerto. But for some modern concertos, the improvised cadenza can be a major structural element. In fact, when it comes to working improvisation into your own practice, I think cadenzas are a great place to start. After all, even written or memorized cadenzas are supposed to have the character of an improvisation. So assuming you've played a few cadenzas, you probably have a really good idea of how they work. You take some motifs or fragments of the concerto and try to create something of a little musical fantasy out of them. So how do we practice this? Well, what I like to do is just to simply work out on as many of the motifs as possible. And this could be a really expansive, kind of chaotic improvisation. And you're definitely going to make mistakes when you do this, but that's part of the process. You let yourself do this and you start to find different angles with material. this can be such an amazingly fun way to practice because it's total freedom. You let yourself make mistakes and you're just exploring the materials and see where they take you. And at some point, as you're trying to get this approach ready for performance, you start to distill the materials down to create something much more compact and much more coherent. Another approach to improvisation that is worth exploring is free improvisation, in which you start with no preconceived notions and no preset parameters. So in this case, I might be improvising without any sense of tonality or without any sense of meter. So in this process, you'll catch yourself often playing fragments of music you already know. And this is totally fine, because as with jazz improvisation, and I think with virtually every type of improvisation, the creative process isn't about creating brand new tiny fragments. It's about how the fragments are assembled to make something new. Another really enjoyable and challenging way to improvise is to actually set up some parameters for yourself. Choose a key and choose a meter. And again, you shouldn't be surprised if you play fragments of music you've heard before. But let's see, I'm going to try the key of E flat minor and do it as a waltz. So let's see what happens. So if you're not already an improviser, I'm hoping this video will encourage you to give it a shot. Again, not only is it great fun, but it can help you to develop your creativity and help you to feel a little more relaxed when you play. So thank you for watching. I hope you have fun with this. As always, comments and questions are quite welcome, and I'd love to hear about your own experiences with improvisation.